Well, peace y'all. November 13. We're just about done for the day. As you see, it's dark out there. We've been working on the trailer a bit, gathering up stuff, parts, pieces that we're going to need, putting them in some cool little boxes, labeling them, getting the upper cabinets straightened out, filled up. And you know, we've been carrying around 4-banger gaskets and parts. Yamaha stuff for Richard. That stuff doesn't need to go all the way to Florida and back. So that, along with the tire rack, the tube, I've got the wheels and tires on. We'll take a set of 710 and 550 5-inch that we don't run anymore, and those will go on the cart for the ride down there. Let's shut this off. No sense in getting flat spots in our new tires, right? We have the R60s, which is the harder of the compounds. These are 60Bs. They're certainly not worn out, but the last time we took this thing down here, I don't know if I thought the oval was just a cob, like the infield. The infield's a cob down there too, but the whole cart had a vibration to it. So we'll put new tires on. We got I think they're the Vegas in here, right? Yep, they're already mounted. What we'll do is we'll use our little index on the end of the stud. We'll take the hub rotor and everything off because we balance all of it together. That's how you run it. You can't balance a wheel and tire and then put it on a hub with a rotor on a cart and expect it to be balanced. So what we'll do is we'll take the brakes off. We'll take the hub and rotor off. We'll put it on the balancer with the newly mounted Hoosiers on, right and left, and the newly mounted Vegas. And we'll balance them all up and index the wheels so we know where they go on, and we'll put a crappy old set of wheels and tires on it to push it to tech to get it down to Florida, and we'll probably put them back on to get them back. Like I said, we've been working in the trailer, getting everything loaded up, cleaned up, pulling out stuff that we don't need. We're fitting up the new reed cage that came today, the new developed reed cage. As you can see, this is the new one. No splitter. Right? This is for the sprint cart, no splitter. So it did come with brand new reeds and everything on it. Although if we're going to use this one, we'll change it. We have a set of Carbon Tech, very stiff, high tension reeds and a different stiffener. It's just our special. We ain't got time for that in the old video here. But trust me, Big Daddy knows what his motor wants. So we took the reed cage with the stuffer in it, the new development stuffer. I got to put you somewhere. Sorry, folks. With a new development stuffer in the reed cage. We had to knock this little ridge off it, a little flange. That might work for the new development rubber with the isolator that the carburetor slides into and hose clamp. That fits on here, and then there's an aluminum plate with a big hole in it, so the rubber protrudes up through it. That's got this bolt pattern in it. That's what they do with this new development bit for the rock shifter. That doesn't work for us. We got all of our pieces for KZ. So what I did is I just took it to the belt sander and sanded this ridge off and sanded it till it was all flat. Then I went ahead and took a eyeglass screwdriver and just scarred up the inside of all 4 walls of every one of these voids. Then I went even further than that. If you can see it, and I drilled right through both walls, both directions, so it's like an ovaled hole. Why'd you do that, Robert? So when I fill this up with glue, all these voids, the glue will pass through this wall. It will pass through these walls, and that's going to help if one of them gets loosened up, it can't come in. Now, how is it going to get through this big wall of plastic? Because when you're done, when it's all said and done, we'll measure the 40 millimeter hole for the 40 millimeter carb. I hope you can see this out of the corner of your eye there. And then when you look, and we're gonna almost bust through the wall there. We might even, and top to bottom, it's gonna be, remember that the one that broke, that we made this mold for, had very little material top to bottoms as well. So we're just doing everything we can to prepare for any kind of problems, any kind of issues that we might have. So this one it's ready to go with the glue, but we're not going to do it today until we're going to clean this one up. I'm going to clean this up as soon as I shut you down. Go ahead and get a little miniature round needle file and file those edges so the groove in the mold from where the splitter, the conveyor meets the splitter in the old reed cage over there. It won't tear this up when we pull it out again, which will destroy the piece too. And I'll go ahead and get this cleaned up tonight. We'll stuff clay inside any crack or void in here. Then we'll start putting the coats of the polyvinyl alcohol on it, and we'll do this piece and fill up the new one. So that way, ass completely covered. I may even go so far as to take this drill and drill a hole through here all the way out the back side, here and here. So we'll have a port. We'll put clay inside that, just inside those holes there before we put the PVA on it, and then we've got an air port to get our air compressor and blow high pressure air to help pop this thing right out. And we're going to have to be careful, because if it comes out right away, we don't want her hitting the ground and causing the same problem that got us here in the first place, do we? So I've been at it. Really super happy with. We've got 2 cabinets underneath the bench and 3 cabinets above, and the parts box that's on the bench. Really removing a lot of stuff and putting it in the cabinets out here. Stuff for the Yamaha, stuff for the 4-banger. No sense in taking gaskets and parts and pieces and things like that, carb rebuilds for the Yamaha all the way to Daytona and back, when we're not even taking one of those with us. So just taking the RVS and the RVXX parts with us. Any kind of gearing. We've already figured out the gear that we want to run. Thanks, Ed McClone down at Jaguar Karts. Ed's a longtime buddy of ours. We met at Daytona on the towback truck on practice day. He kept having problems either running out of fuel or over pumping fuel, which is a big issue. He had a lay down shifter with a Rotax on it at the time. Had a hard time keeping his running. I kept spinning off the track or something, but we were on the towback truck together at least 3 times that Friday, that practice day way back, and we become buddies. And I can call Ed and ask him anything about tow, caster, camber, anything, because he builds the dirt carts. So I mean, you talk about setup and making a go-kart handle. And he's raced everything there is: dirt, sprint cart on big track, lay down cart on big track, clutch cart, shifter cart, you name it, any combination of anything I just told you. And he's got a large amount of experience. And like I said, he develops, he jigs and welds almost all the dirt cart brands. The same way you get 5 OTK carts. They got different names, but they're all built in the same factory, right? It's kind of the same way with Ed and the Ultramax or whatever these dirt carts are. He was, for a while there, he was making them, powder coating them, and shipping them exclusively. He was the guy that was building them. So if they wanted to make a change, if they're off season and they're looking at R&D, Ed helps them. He can quickly change his fixture. I've been to his shop. It's really cool. And he helped me with the 6-inch bead, 6-inch wide, 650 tire. Why are you putting a 650 tire on a 6-inch wide wheel? It should be on an 8-inch wide wheel. But because I wanted the circumference, this is just originally just for Daytona. But I want the circumference because when we were competitive, the Pavases actually have a gear that none of the other KZ manufacturers had. Our 6th gear was equivalent to their ratio for their 5th gear. So they basically had an overdrive. Then they threw a crazy ignition on it to make power to pull that 6th gear. And boy, we could run right with them until we get on the oval. And then it was, they'd just be, boom, they would just go. So to find that gearing, we're already in the past running 19 on the engine and 18 on the axle. We're overdriving by 1 tooth with a 710 5-inch bead on a 7-inch wide wheel, measured about anywhere between 34 3/4 and 35 inches in circumference. These are 36 inches. So it's an inch bigger than what we had been using before. So I called Ed, his plethora of information in karting, to find out, you know, what we're doing. And his best guess for a clutch kart setup would be about a 4-tooth axle clutch difference. This big tire would be like taking 4 teeth off. I'm guessing 4 teeth on a clutch kart is more like 1 tooth on a shifter kart. So what we're going to do is, instead of overdriving 1 gear, there's an 18 on it right now. There's a 20 on it right now. What we're going to do is go 18-18, which is 1-to-1. And I also have a 17 tooth and a 19 tooth. You smell what I'm cooking? It'd be a lot easier to just pull the chain guard off, the side cover off here, loosen up the motor mount bolts, and go ahead and turn our turnbuckle and bring the tensioner and bring it back, and just pop the clip off. That it's just a hairpin clip. It's a come on, Robert. I'm losing it. I've been out here all day. The little clip that's on there that holds the gear on the shaft. We take that off. We probably have to take this off to get it out of the way, get that gear off, put the other one back on. So we don't have to go into removing all the body work. We'll probably take the panel off, but the pipe will be here. You know, it's a real pain in the ass to change this gear. Then you've got to get it and line it all up again. These gears are 40 millimeter. This axle is 1.25 inches. So this isn't a locking collar, it's actually a bushing. Thanks to Kim at PKT, he made these up special just for me. There were 3 of them. I think Larry Rumsey might have one. My brother Richard had one on his kart that Tony H now owns. But underneath the gear, it's 40 millimeter, and it's got its own key slot in it and everything. So when we go and put another gear on, it's already going to be perfectly lined up. We don't have to screw around with lining things up again. So changing this gear, even though might be a couple more things to take off, it's easier than removing your exhaust probe wire and taking the springs off, and then the silencer and everything goes back down, way down here, you know, down in the back here. It's not easy to get that pipe in and out of there without taking all this body work off. We don't want to get into all that. We don't want to, really, we're hoping we hit it right on. So we just 2 or 3 runs on practice day, cover it up. Take the impact, put the race tires on, cover it up. We're running Q16 in this bad boy down there too. We'll need it, especially if we have to run the 30 millimeter carburetor, because we just won't make the mile per hour that the Pavases will. So that's where we're at right now. Trying to get the trailer in shape, get everything going out here with all this stuff. Over there with that reed cage stuffer and everything we've got going on there. It's a bit of a daunting task, but anything worth doing is not going to be easy, right? So, like I said, we're not going down there racing 20 karts in our class, trying to win a big, you know, woohoo, we won Daytona. I want to give myself the best opportunity I have to run all the big parts that were developed for the porting in this motor. And man, if we can get 5, 6, 7 miles an hour on the oval from this stuff, which I absolutely believe we can, we still might not beat anybody. We could break down and not finish. But if I get under 2 minutes, it's going to be tough because the track was rough as a cob when I was down there the last time, and they haven't done anything with it. So, but probably make it worse. So that's our update for the 13th. We are plugging away out here now. I called my buddy Tom. He's got a, I think it's an 85cc backpack blower. I mean, this thing, it's incredible. You don't even need to scoop the crap out of your gutters. He'll get up on the roof of this thing and just blow that wet, nasty crud right out. So he's going to do the gutters on the garage, gutters on the house. He's going to blow all the leaves, and there's a ton of them out there now. Blow them all into the ditch, into the ravine back there, right? The drain that comes from God knows how far away from here, and clean up the yard because it's going to be in the 60s tomorrow, or maybe even Saturday. But we're getting to get rain on Saturday. Sunday it'll be a little better. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday it's going to be sunny to partly sunny, but only mid to upper 40s. But Tom's he's a Carhartt wearing guy, if you know what I mean, right? His skin looks wind blown, and he's a toughie. Old Tom. I've known Tom since grade school. He's from the old neighborhood, so he's going to come out and take care of all that, and we'll give him a nice big bonus for holidays coming. We love Tom, so. While he's doing that, I'm going to be working out here and